Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli, back with another review video, and yes, that's right, you read the title of what I'm reviewing, and very soon before the Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers movie comes out, I thought, why not? In celebration, before its release, why not review the Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers show? And, of course, I always have considered reviewing some of the Disney afternoon shows. Well, not to mention some of the good old Disney animated shows that came out during the 90s. Like, there was Tailspin, there was Darkwing Duck, and there was the Little Mermaid series. I could go on. And eventually, yeah, I am going to get to those. So, Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers is one of the first ones that I'm going to review straight from Disney Afternoon. And seeing how, yeah, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers is one of the most popular Disney afternoon shows. Yeah, so Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, you know what? I remember years back, like, maybe it was around maybe the late 2000s and early... I think so, yeah, like the late 2000s, like, I remember, back when Disney XD was called Toon Disney, they actually were re-airing some of the Disney afternoon shows. Like, I remember very well, they were re-airing Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, Tailspin, Darkwing Duck. I did not see, like, I don't think I saw them, like, showing the Gummy Bears. Oh yeah, and they also re-aired DuckTales, and other shows that they did re-air, like, from the 90s was the Aladdin series and Timon and Pumbaa, and so on, and The Little Mermaid as well. So, and Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers being one of them, and I enjoyed it. Like, I remember catching some episodes on there, and as well as the others that I just talked about. Of course, with Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, the cast of characters. Well, for example, there's Chip, who is the leader of the Rescue Rangers. There's Dale, who is the goofball. And new characters alongside with Chip 'n Dale, you have Gadget, who is an inventor, invents things, and in fact, like, some of the vehicles that they ride in and so on, like, she invented those, and like, her catchphrase is golly. And there's also Monterey Jack, actually he has two voice actors. As I recall, like, let me see. Yeah, that's right. Sometimes he'd be voiced by Jim Cummings, and sometimes he'd be voiced by Optimus Prime himself, Peter Cullen. I guess, I don't know, it's one of those things where sometimes if the other person's unavailable, like, and so on. And honestly, I need to pay attention, like, and if there is a video that has, like, if there's, like, a voice comparison video of Monterey Jack, because I honestly can't tell, honestly. Like, to me, it sounds like Jim Cummings all the time, but I don't know. Okay, and so there's also Zipper, the bug. Like, what kind of bug is he? I don't know. And he's the cute and adorable one, and he's like Monterey Jack's little, like, right-hand side guy, I guess you could say. I also remember of Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers, back in the old days of YouTube, you know what, where people were able to upload, the, like, episodes of Disney Afternoon in, like, almost good quality, as of now, because of copyrights and so on. Bleh. I actually did watch some of Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers on YouTube and Tailspin. I remember that very well. And I do recall, like, the pilot, I don't know, like, because I don't think Disney Plus has that, because even I checked IMDb, like, it's its own separate thing, I guess. I don't know, I don't know. But it was basically the start, the beginning of how the Rescue Rangers came to be. Like, it first started off being Chip and Dale, then they ran into Monterey Jack and Zipper, and then they met Gadget, because, yeah, Monterey Jack and Zipper know Gadget, and that's where, of course, and even, like, throughout the series, like, Chip and Dale having a crush on Gadget and fighting, to, like, win her heart, I guess, I don't know. And the villains of this, of course, like, two most well-known villains in this. Professor Norton, he was actually modeled after an animator, at the Disney Studios at the time called MGM Studios. And I recall, like, I've seen, like, there's a behind-the-scenes video of the making of Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers on YouTube, and I believe, yeah, because that show was being worked at and such at the Disney Studios in Florida. So that's really cool. So yeah, so Professor Norton and most notorious. I'm having trouble saying the word, but you know what I'm saying. There is Fat Cat. Now, and yeah, Fat Cat and Professor Norton, they're both voiced by Jim Cummings. And Fat Cat, he's like the most well-known and popular villain of Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. And I like his henchmen. Like, I think one is a lizard, yeah. One is like a cat, a bit ugly, I guess you could say. I think one of them is a mole. I think it's a mole. And the other, what was the other one? I think there were just three. I believe there were just three. I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. For some reason, I can't remember all of a sudden. Anyways, I do recall, okay, so some of the episodes that I remember very well and that I've watched, most of the time. In fact, yeah, I did give Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers a watch a while back, because before, like, I was going to review this. I remember, like, there was, of course, as I said, the pilot. Like, okay, I haven't seen that in quite a while. And in that, we do see Fat Cat's, human owner, basically, and who he too is a villain. And I think, yeah, because he was defeated in the pilot, and then throughout the show, we of course get Fat Cat. One episode that I can remember of Fat Cat is, a few of them. One is where it has to do, say, with a genie's lamp, and, Monterey Jack becomes the genie, while the genie takes Monterey Jack's place. Well, not as a mice or anything like that. Did I forget to mention something else about Monterey Jack? He has an obsession with cheese. And there is an episode where he's trying to fight it. And even when at one point, like, Gadget is in desperate trouble, and of course, Jack fights it, and he does save Gadget. And there's another episode where Monterey Jack falls in love with this lady mouse. And also, if I'm trying to remember, another episode of Fat Cat that I can remember is it has to do something with, I guess, like a robotic dog or cat. Well, and there was another, like, episode with the dog that Fat Cat was involved with. In fact, there was also another episode where it had a dog voiced by Rob Paulsen named Flash the Wonder Dog. Okay. And there was one episode where it had Humphrey the Bear, voiced by Frank Welker. Humphrey the Bear is, like, finds this little baby boy, and the Rescue Rangers have to, like, get the baby boy back to his parents. But even when, say, Humphrey the Bear was so innocent and so careful with the baby, and yet the dad and all the other, like, campers, they're like gonna kill Humphrey, even though he didn't do anything. Ouch. And also, I also remember very well, like, one episode that, like, really centered on Zipper. Well, two. One is where it has to do, say, with bees. Like, Zipper helps out the bee queen after all of the bee's loyal subjects are hypnotized and they are under mind control by this crazy female scientist, and uses the bees, for what's the word, for her commands, basically. That's what that is. And in fact, she, like, takes over, I guess you could say, this, like, concert, whatever, like gets rid of this band, and then, like, even, like, just has the audience just stay in the position, like, stay in their seats to enjoy the show. And of course, it's up to Zipper and the Bee Queen to, to stop them, and of course, the Rescue Rangers helping out. Well, even if I recall, like, there was at one point when that crazy scientist has the Rescue Rangers inside of this drum, I guess. But there was that episode, and then there was one episode that also focused on Zipper, and that, of course, was Zipper Come Home. I vaguely remember this one. In fact, I do recall it was one of those episodes where I did see this on YouTube, and I think how it goes is where Zipper I guess is like trying to get Monterey Jack's attention or something, and he's too busy cooking. And I think that's another thing too. Monterey Jack is also a chef as well, and Monterey Jack getting annoyed with Zipper, and then it causes Zipper to just run away, and like trouble does happen, of course, a bit later on. And then there was, okay, so those were the two episodes that focused a lot on Zipper. Then there were a few that focused a lot on, say, Gadget. Like, most notoriously, Gadget goes to Hawaii. Like, the Rescue Rangers and Gadget go to Hawaii, and there is another mouse, I should say. Mouse. Mice means many. Mouse just means one. There's one mouse that looks totally like Gadget, but of course her personality's different, her voice is different, and she's like chosen to be like this because of Hawaii and these mices who, treat her like a god, I guess, and like it has to do something with a volcano, and she has to go through these challenges, but she tricks Gadget into taking her place and being mistaken, while the lookalike, the Gadget lookalike, I forget her name, but she fools the Rescue Rangers, and so I remember that, and also another one with Gadget. And this episode, I think everybody knows about this very well, as I recall. Like, if it still is the most talked about episode of Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, the Case of Coca-Cola. I think, yeah, that's the title, if I said that right. The Case of Coca-Cola. I think from what I heard, this was one of those things where the kids learned about a cult, and these mice become this cult that has to do something with Coca-Cola, and the commercial that they play. I remember just a few of the lyrics. You belong, come along, Coca-Cola, something like that. But the first lyrics are, you belong, come along, da, 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 da. Yeah, so that. And even Gadget in that episode, Gadget feels that what she cannot invent anymore, etc., and quits the Rescue Rangers, blah blah blah. But of course, things do work out in the end. And another episode that I can remember very well is this has to do with chocolate in the African jungles, I guess. And the Rescue Rangers, aside from Dale, they are hypnotized by this German guy, and he uses mosquitoes, and he uses a drum, to do his bidding, and, has to do with chocolate and so on, and not only hypnotizing the Rescue Rangers, but hypnotizing, animals in the jungle and, the humans, and, yeah, I remember that one very well. I remember seeing it on TV, definitely. And also, another one that I can remember very well, there's that one episode where they face off against an evil baby, even though technically he's not really a baby, he's just a little dwarf, I guess, that really looks like a baby, basically. And even later on in the episode, Gadget is just furious with the baby. I just remember, the facial expressions at one point, and I think, that baby was voiced by Jim Cummings, because had that kind of voice, even Jim Cummings, clearly he could do that kind of voice. And also, I remember there was an episode that had to do with pirates. There were mice pirates. And also, there was one where they were in, a jungle, and these birds mistaken their flying contraption. I forget the name of it, but they think it's like a god, and those birds, roo-doo, 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 yeah, roo-doo, 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 yeah. And of course they get it back, and even even Dale is mistaken for being wounded and such. He has a cast, on his foot and I guess on his arm, and he goes along with it basically. But even when say a few times they run into a crocodile, or should I say the TikTok croc, you could clearly tell it's the TikTok croc. The look of that crocodile and so on. And here's another thing. I like how in Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers, they sometimes bring in characters that, from other, Disney content. Again, TikTok croc, Humphrey the Bear, because he had been in some Disney short films. And also in one episode where the Rescue Rangers are in this zoo and they're like solving this case of some stolen peanuts. Um, we get the appearance of the Colonel, I suppose, yeah, Colonel Hothy, which has got that voice, and of course, and Jim Cummings voicing Colonel Hothy, and I'm assuming Colonel Hothy Jr., although the look of Colonel Hothy and his son, a bit different in this, We also have, these two monkeys and this bear, who just, I guess, doubt the Rescue Rangers, who are kind of jerks, basically. And even, the Colonel is, is not liking the Rescue Rangers, and even with, his son hanging out with the mice, the mice and the chipmunks, basically. And so I remember that episode very well, and also another one that I remember very, very much on. In fact, this probably could be my favorite episode, and that is Double O Dale, because Dale and Zipper, they are, I guess, yeah, they're fans of this show that, this Double O agent and his, Japanese sidekick, basically, and, Dale wants to be like who he watches on TV, and Double O, Spy Dale, blah, 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 and, actually, Gadget, Chip, and Monterey Jack, they kind of do this game, and they make Dale think that he is an agent, and oh gosh, I even from what I've heard, everybody seemed to have a crush on Gadget, even though she's a mouse. Even when, say, the wardrobe she has on in this episode, a red dress and hair and lipstick, okay, why would you fantasize over a cartoon mouse? Well, stuff like that, Disney has, drawn characters like that, so attractive, and, But anyways, and in fact, there are these, three, evil, I think they're rats, yeah, they're rats, they are with this, they're with this human villain, and, the Rescue Rangers and with Double O Dale, they get involved in what the rats are doing, and, with what the rats have, it gets swapped with, something that looks very similar to what the Rescue Rangers have, for Dale, etc., the microfilm, is that what it was called? I think so, yeah. And even when Dale realizes, what, it's not a game, and especially when, trying to, one of the two, rats, thinking it's a mask, but of course, no, Dale realizes that, oh, this is real, blah, blah, blah. And of course, Dale does, help the Rangers, and does, be hello, Dale, blah, blah, blah. And, yeah, so I remember that episode very well, and probably be one of my favorites. And I'll have to look, maybe soon I'll consider, doing a maybe top 10 or probably top 5 favorite Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers episodes. So, we'll see. But, yeah, and what was the last episode of Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers? That I can't remember. In fact, when the series ended, that's the thing. If it had a proper finale, or probably not. I don't know. But anyways, Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers, to wrap things up, Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers is, was a great, and it is a great and fantastic show, and when it was on in the 90s and in the line of Disney Afternoon, and thanks to Disney Plus, hence the hat, it gives, new generation of fans, to watch this on Disney Plus, you know what I mean? And that's great, in all the other Disney Afternoon shows that are on Disney Plus, it's fantastic, new generation of fans, and the old school fans, the fans, that used to watch this, during the good old days of the Disney Network and Disney Afternoon, and, people like me who grew up in the early 2000s that saw this, during, reruns or, when it was re-aired, as I explained earlier. So, yeah, and I give this show 10 out of 10. It is fantastic, as I've been saying. So, and what about you guys? Have you ever watched Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers? What are your favorite episodes, and what did you think of my review? Leave comments and give this review a like as always. So with that being said, again, 10 out of 10 for Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, and I look forward to what the Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers movie has in store. And yes, soon I will review that. Don't worry. So again, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my review of Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, the TV show. More reviews coming your way. They're gonna be awesome. Keep looking forward, and I'll see you guys in the next video/review. Take care, and peace out.